Hi, and welcome to 50s Unscripted. I'm Shelley, and I am so grateful to have you join me today as I embrace my second act and share how I cope with life's unscripted moments. I'm so grateful that you were able to join, and I hope that you remember to like and subscribe so you never miss any episode. Today, I wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about some of the different ways that I have incorporated mindfulness and self-care in my day-to-day routines. It's never the same because I find sometimes depending on the mood or what I'm dealing with or how many things I have on the go, I have to kind of juggle and twist and change up my schedule a bit. There's a lot of different apps that are out there. One that I do really like is the Calm app, and there's some great series, that's the right word, series that they have on there. One that I really like listening to is Tamara Levitt. So she has a number of different series on there. And for me, I like it because, especially the one I'm doing right now, it's like 12 minutes, but she doesn't talk through the whole thing. She helps get you started with the breathing. She reminds you to keep breathing, and then there's a lot of quiet. For myself, when my brain is really, really busy, I don't like somebody talking through the whole thing. I like to just kind of be in the moment and listen to the sounds and take it all in. And then she does a little reflection talking about different things. So what I like about this one, it's been talking a bit about when we're really busy, when we're, not giving ourselves some of that grace, right? So the things that we don't do for ourselves. In addition to that, what I like about the Calm app is there's sections where you can go in and you can do a daily journal and a self-reflection, but they prompt you with different questions, and you can, if you've seen the question recently, you can change it up. And so that's what I like. I like books and stuff that have different journal prompts. I do keep a journal, but I don't keep one that is like, this is the day and you got to do it every day or anything like that, because then I feel like I haven't done a good job if I miss a day. So I keep a journal that I can write through if I want. Sometimes it's my phone. Sometimes I'll just open up my what's that little notes tab or whatever, and I'll just start writing. Oh, I am so frustrated today. I can't believe this happened on my way to work. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. And then it's like, okay, save. Nope, I have vented. I feel better. So it depends on what I'm looking for. Sometimes I will do reflection, and that reflection could be in a journal. So reflecting on what I did that day, reflecting on something that was really difficult, reflecting on something that was really, really good. And that's one of the biggest things that I had to learn when I was adjusting to self-care. We need to acknowledge when we do the right thing. And we need to acknowledge that making a mistake isn't the end of the world. It's a way that we learn, right? We have to visit it, see what we learn and take away from it, but we have to celebrate the wins. We are much harder and spend a lot more time playing over all the things we've done wrong rather than looking at the things that we did right. And that's important. So for myself, I've been struggling with that a lot lately. As I've mentioned in previous podcasts, for 2026, it's been a rough year so far. We're in May now. And from January to May, I've been dealing with a lot of fibromyalgia issues, a lot of flares, a lot of pain, fatigue, and feeling like I'm not getting as much done as I want. But I've had a lot of successes in that. I've had some personal successes with the podcast and getting episodes out and doing some amazing interviews. I've had successes in writing some great articles and getting some comments and feedback on that. I have had some great experiences at work, getting feedback on speaking engagements. In fact, recently I just spoke on leading while neurodivergent because I found out at 51 that I had ADHD. So I was a manager who found out they had ADHD. And so now I had to figure out how to manage that, as well as leading others and communicating with them. And I got tons of feedback, and it was so great. And it's part of the reason I started this podcast, because some of the people are reaching out going, everything you said just resonated so well. Other people raising their hands going, hey, I was late to the label too. A lot of us Gen Xers were definitely consoling each other after that one. It creates an opportunity. I know one of the speakers before me reached out and asked for time to connect, and we talked because some of the things that I said resonated with him, and he felt that he was dealing with similar situations. So it was interesting to see. And it's not exclusive to women. It's not exclusive to men. It's or managers or staff or whatever. Like it's all over the place, right? Age and everything. So it's important, and I value that because those were accomplishments that I want to celebrate. And that's where I was going with that. Recognizing that people were congratulating me on speaking up, on doing such a good job, on being, there to help and share so that other people didn't feel alone. That was a win that day. I had a lot of other things go wrong that week, but that was a win. I do a lot of mentorship, networking, and coaching, and not just to support others, but I also seek advice and input for myself. And I regrouped with somebody, and I told them what I'd done since the last time we'd met, and the advice they'd given me, and how I'd put it into play, and what I'd done. And I told them about this and that, and they just looked at me and they're like, "I'm so proud of you. That was great. Way to go." That was huge. I felt so good. I couldn't wait to tell somebody, because it was recognition that I didn't just go and ask, like, "What would you do?" I actually took it and I ran with it, and I did it for myself. And then I also looked at how could I, share that with other people. And it was really nice. So be kind to yourself, share those wins. And that is part of self-care. It doesn't have to be fancy gratitude. It doesn't have to be, "I am strong today," even though it's good to say those things. It can just be as simple as, "I did good. I got it done. Somebody saw me." That's awesome. It won't be perfect. We will have days where we make mistakes. And I've had one of those recently where I just lost my temper. Shouldn't happen. It's unprofessional. But we're not perfect. We're perfectly imperfect humans. I apologized. I went around figuring out how to better do my communication with people. I asked questions and I shared it with my team to say, these are the type of things you don't want to do as you're advancing. And you learn from it and you share that experience. Life is not perfect, but don't sit there and beat yourself up about it. And I in the past, I would still be dwelling on it. I would be complaining and trying to overthink it. I've accepted it. I've acknowledged it and I've moved on. And now I'm focusing on the positives and the wins and what else do I need to do and reshaping how I'm dealing with things. Take time to do stuff you like. And that is a huge form of meditation. If all you're doing is everything for everybody else, you're not getting a break. You're not resting. Practice your hobbies. Do something you enjoy. Read a book. Books are great. A lot of people like the audio. I listen to it, but then I find I get distracted. I'll see something and then suddenly I've missed 3 pages that they've read. So I like the hard copy because I can go back, I can highlight, I can write in the margin if I want. Yes, I am one of those silly people that does that sometimes if it's really resonating with me. I can read the book over and over and over again, which I do. I don't hyperfixate at all. The other thing that I do is I try and make sure that I focus on the breathing and I focus on taking a break and reprioritizing. It's not about long stops. Like my days are busy when I get to work. I'm back-to-back meetings. But when I don't take a moment to just stop and pause, it doesn't have to be long, but even just those 2 minutes to stop, pause. All right. It's, 10:30. I made it a quarter of the way through the morning. I'm halfway to lunch. Woohoo! And then go to the next meeting. At night, you're sitting there waiting for your kid to finish up their soccer practice, their cheerleading practice, whatever it may be. All right, 2 hours out of 3 done. Yes, 1 more hour and then I can go home and I can put on my pajamas. Take a moment. Take that pause. Take that breath. Acknowledge it's difficult and ask for help. That's the other big part of mindfulness for me is I've had to be mindful of I can't do everything. I had to be mindful of the fact that I do need help and I need to express that to people so that I don't feel like I'm doing it and take on more because I'm scared to ask because I do internalize things. I am a people pleaser. That is the brain boss that I have and my brain will tell me, no, if you ask, they're going to think you're asking them to do too much and they're just as tired. You have to give yourself that grace and ask for help and tell people where you expect them to do stuff. Set your boundaries, and especially with your kids. It's hard sometimes. My kids have a lot of things and they're all older, but I have to remind them, like, I'm working full time. You guys are old enough. You need to do some things on your own. You need to figure this out. You need to take care of that. And if you want me to do something, don't be messaging me all day long and wondering why I can't get back to you. Like I'm working, I'm in meetings. I can't just, pick up my phone when I'm in with an executive and say, oh, sorry, I got to answer my kid's email because they can't find the toothpaste. You got to figure out some things as well. So set those barriers, set those boundaries. and let people know when you have to have your alone time. I love focusing on the hobbies. I love doing things that allow me to be creative and use other parts of my brain. It's relaxing. It's therapeutic. Treat yourself occasionally. Go for a massage. Get a pedicure. Get a manicure. My daughter gave me one. I got my daughter to do it. Sometimes, it's my fibromyalgia or my rheumatoid arthritis or something that's acting up, and I just don't have the energy to do my hair. But some days my daughter's just like, "Can I do your hair today?" Yep, I could use some pampering. Thanks. Just take that pause. Do something that brings you pleasure as well. Don't just do things that fit the schedule to accommodate everybody else. And prioritize what's important. Not everything needs to be done. I don't know how many times I'll do a staycation and I make a laundry list of like 30 things that I need to focus on. And I'm depressed because I only got through 6 of them. You need to rest too. So give yourself grace and prioritize what is essential and what are the things that would be an extra win. But give yourself time. One of those items should be time for you. Take a longer shower one day, just fill a bathtub if you can and enjoy the bath if you like the bath. Lock the bedroom door and say, "I'm having some alone time," and read a book or watch a TV show that nobody wants to let you watch because they all don't like it. My family's just tired of watching Star Wars, so that's why I try and watch it on my own because they're like, "Oh, look, you're watching this again, are you?" But do something that resonates. There are journals that you can get online. There are apps that you can use online. Find what works for you. For myself, if I go online, if I go on my phone all the time, then I find I'm either, "Oh, did I check the stats for the podcast? No, let's go do that." Or, "Oh, did I upload this video yet?" And suddenly I'm looking at 10 other things and I've completely forgotten that I came on here to do a meditation. So I do try and find ways to keep it handy, to keep reminders around that I need to do stuff and keeping those things that let me remember so that it's not always on my phone. So find, like I said, what works for you, what's sustainable for you. And just be grateful. Learn to appreciate those around you as well. As much as you have to appreciate things you're doing, show that gratitude to others so that it just spreads the good. Right? I like to thank those who support me. And I go out of my way when I know I've had a really rough go and one of my kids has done extra above and beyond. I make a point of telling them how grateful I am that they helped me. When Dan offers to do something for me because I'm exhausted, I'm like, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything you're doing." It's just kindness, right? It's that support and acknowledgement of what needs to happen. And just spreading that means that they're going to be grateful for what you do as well. You can be very structured. You can have a routine if you need it. For myself, my routines are a little fluid. I try and stack the good habits, make sure I've hidden the bad habits so that they're not go-to items, but find things that work for you. And it's trial and error. If something's not working, it's okay. Change it up. Try something new. If you have to do, like if you want to do something that is dedicated for like 30 minutes every day, then set a timer, block your calendar and do it. But if it's not working, at least take a minute here and there. Take a 5-minute break. Get a glass of water. Say hi to a colleague that you haven't spoken to yet. Pick up the phone and call a family member or a friend that you haven't spoken to a while. Or text them, because not everybody likes phone calls anymore either. My mom always appreciates my phone calls, I think. Do you, Mom? We'll have to find out. But, we'll have fun with that and just do something for you. Just take those pauses. It'll all get done. And at the end of the day, if it didn't, it may not have been a priority. Make sure to focus on what those true priorities are and not the things that we make more important in our heads. So before we close, let's just pause here. And if I could ask everybody to just close their eyes for a second. And take one deep breath in. And then just hold it for 2 seconds. And as you exhale, let everything go. We're going to take that one breath in again. Hold for 2 seconds. And let everything go. And then while your eyes are closed, I want you to think of one thing that you're proud of yourself for. Could be that you remembered to make your bed this morning. Could be that you checked off 3 out of your 4 items. Now I want you to focus on one thing that you could let go of that causes you additional stress. And now just focus on one thing that you are truly grateful for. And if that's somebody, if it's a person, find a way to thank them and let them know what they've done for you. And then whatever your body's feeling, whether it be tension, just kind of wrestle it out and let it go. And tell yourself that you are enough and you are doing the best that you can. And then when you're ready, open your eyes again. I've used this quote lots, and I do recommend it for a lot of different reasons. Maya Angelou has the best quote: do the best you can until you know better. And when you know better, do better. So do the meditation, do the items that you can today. And then when you learn new ones, do new ones and do it better. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you found something useful out of it. And be sure to like and subscribe and join us next time. And if you do have any suggestions, if you have ideas of what you do that would be interesting or other things you think we should consider to help with mindfulness, reach out. Let me know in the comments. Go online. Direct message me. I'd love to be able to share your ideas and your thoughts as well. Or if you think you'd like to be on the show, be sure to reach out. Whatever you do, have a great day. Be kind, be strong, be you,